Hey, join us today on Movie Reviews with Goatee and Stache as we review the Wolverine. And back with me, Justin Miller.
Yeah.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the show. And again, as I said, with me back, Justin Miller.
What's up?
Dave is still here. He's creepily sitting at the base of the table there, staring at you, looking at your soul.
You have one.
Yeah. And before we get started, first want to make an announcement. This will be the last video that you will see on the Group project. We'll be moving the channel on over to Electronic Idiots. This is my original YouTube channel.
OG.
And yep, original OG. And it is more it's more in the terms of what we're doing here, as far as entertainment, movies and such, falls more into the Electronic Idiots realm. I just wanted to give this channel something to start off with, because I still want to do stuff in the future, skits, so on and so forth. But that's just an announcement that I want to get out there. And before we continue, I want to show my appreciation to my co-host here. I got him something special. At work we had something, and it got marked down, so I bought it, and I thought he would appreciate it. It's a bit old. It's from 2010.
OG.
But it is
Stanley Cup.
the 2010 Stanley Cup Champions pennant in the shape of a
goalie mask.
Yes.
Ever revolving door of goalies.
Yep, and I wanted to show my
The whole time.
appreciation. Yeah, the whole time. Just do that.
That
We'll
will
Photoshop it in
be
later.
uncomfortable for the viewers at home
Yeah.
or at their works. You should be working and not watching this.
Yes. And just wanted to show
Yeah,
my
no,
appreciation for all your hard work and
Thank you.
your sacrifice to come all the way
Thank
here
you.
to town. And
Yeah,
appreciate
we're in
it.
Pekin, P-Town.
Yeah, Pekin. Don't try and find us, because you won't.
We are at 123 Fake Street.
Except for Ron. Mr. Perlman,
Oh yeah.
give us an email and I'll give you our address.
So
You can find
excited
us.
for Sons of Anarchy.
Mhm.
What does Ron have cooked up for us this year?
Yes.
Let's go back.
Yeah. So let's get to it. We got the Wolverine. I've been excited for this movie all year.
I wasn't.
This gentleman was not. He was not
Nope.
real enthused. He was worried that it was going to suck. I was worried too. I mean, it after the abomination that was X-Men Origins Wolverine. There was a lot of people that probably went in this movie just saying,
Nope.
"Please God, not again."
My heart was broken once already by that movie.
Yeah.
Although Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights, surprisingly adequate as Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reynolds was good as Deadpool until the end when they took a giant dump on the character of Deadpool.
Yes.
That was the worst thing that's been in any comic book movie ever.
Honestly, I would like it if they just decided to wipe that off of the whole map of the, storyline of the movies. Like, in my opinion, even though right now if you go to Kmart, they have X-Men 1, 2, and 3 and X-Men Origins Wolverine for $5, and they all have the same basic graphic. In my mind, those don't fit together. I mean,
Not at all.
even just because you put Patrick Stewart in there with horribly done CG youth,
They wanted to do a whole Magneto movie, CGI used Ian McKellen. Thank God they did not.
that man's got way too many wrinkles.
Michael F. Fassbender is a great damn Magneto.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that Ian McKellen is so old, because Gandalf looks older in the Hobbit series than when he was in the original Lord of the Rings. So it's kind of. I watched it again the other night, and it was just very noticeable. And I'm just like, he looks too old for this now. I'm sure they got some stand-in to do all his running.
Good enough though.
Yeah. So of course we get Hugh Jacked Man coming back as Wolverine, which I don't think anyone in the history of cinema will ever be Wolverine like he is.
Sounds about ready.
Yeah, I can hear it.
From Mississippi is calling me. Okay.
All right.
There you go.
The whole state of Mississippi is calling you.
All four of them. They've got their one cell phone. They found their 1 5-foot radius of coverage, and they are calling me. Cool.
Yeah, I hate cell phone coverage.
Mm.
I have a pay-as-you-go U.S. Cellular, and it gets no coverage in the South.
Mm.
Yeah, I was in Florida. I had to buy a track phone just in case I had an emergency.
Well, Florida's somewhat got people around, at least Mississippi does not.
Yeah, yeah. So Hugh Jackman is back as the man, Wolverine.
He was born to play Wolverine.
I think it was that made his career started as Wolverine. And, you know, ever since then he's kind of made us go, you know, eyebrow up on him a few times. Because like
with movie choices?
Yeah, movie choices.
Yeah,
and
Australia's
it seems odd, you know, he's like the gayest straight man. Because he's in a lot of musical stuff.
He's got an old lady wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that kid from Kick-Ass who's like 20 is married to some 50-something-year-old lady who directed him in a movie, and he took her last name.
Which one? Are you talking about the nerdy kid?
Yeah, Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass
Oh,
himself. Yeah.
him.
Kick-Ass, yeah.
And I saw the trailer for that, for Kick-Ass 2, and he looks like he really put on the muscle for that movie. He's doing one-handed arm, you know, pull-ups. I can't even do two. But,
he's got an old lady wife. So
yeah,
is Hugh Jackman.
and speaking of being jacked, Hugh Jackman, you know, he said, yeah, he's, holy crap. He,
I hope he's not, and it's just CGI. He's just a real fat dude.
yeah, it's CGI. It's 300. They're airbrushed on him.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, he wanted to be more true to the Wolverine character this time around. Like, he worked on bulking up so that he would widen out muscularly. Because really, Wolverine is not Hugh Jackman in build. He's more me, but with muscles.
Yeah, he's a lot shorter than he's
Short and wide, you know, animalistic, you know, so.
Yeah, his face definitely looked different this time around.
Yeah. Well, it's funny also his hair. Like if you look at the original X-Men 1 through 3, his hair
weird.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a little curl or something, and I think it's more. I like it's more subdued.
Yeah, it is.
The last two Wolverine movies, the Origins, and then this one, and it looks more natural. Like I don't think anyone intentionally combs their hair into a curly point. And it's like, well, it's like the comics. It's like, yeah, well, you don't always take everything from the comics.
Jason Bourne Viper.
Yeah, Viper, and we'll get to that character later. And of course, we don't know anybody in this movie. Basically,
outside of Hugh Jackman, no.
Outside of Hugh Jackman, I mean,
Famke Janssen pops up for a while.
Yeah, Femke or
Femke, something like that. I don't know. That's how I pronounce it.
But she's more of a
cameo. Almost.
She's an antagonist to Wolverine's psyche in this movie, so she's not so much a character as she's
breaks up with the dead chick.
Yeah, which is kind of I don't love you no more. I love you, but get the hell out.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of like having a girlfriend who's always over and you spend nights with her, and then it's just like, you know what, I need my space, get out.
Yeah, well, everybody in this is probably super huge in Japan. I know
Yeah.
the chick who played Mariko is a model, and then I don't know, I'm assuming the clairvoyant chick was a stunt person or something, probably in Japan.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about anybody in this movie.
Yeah, I think I may have seen her in some sort of...
Yeah, a lot of people look vaguely familiar.
Yeah, they look familiar, but you just can't place them because, sure enough, if they're in a movie that's, you know, let's say it was, what's the one with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker?
Rush Hour?
Rush Hour 3 when they're in France and then Japanese. Well, in any Jackie Chan movie, basically everybody from Asia comes over and fights him, even if the character who is supposed to be fighting him is American, if you watch very carefully. Slanty eyes. Which is kind of funny. But anyway, so we don't really know these casts. Hugh Jackman and I guess
fine.
It's basically
it's
basically his movie at this point. I mean, it's basically his character. I mean, if you, like I said before, if you ever saw anyone else playing Wolverine, it probably wouldn't even seem remotely correct.
Glenn Danzig from the Misfits was originally in talks to play him.
Who?
Glenn Danzig, he's the singer of the Misfits. Danzig.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, originally I thought Tobey Maguire. That's right, his name, right?
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah. I thought, well, you know, I haven't seen the new Amazing Spider-Man, but I thought, well, we'll never look at Spider-Man as anybody else. I mean, I wish that I hadn't seen Spider-Man 3.
That is a
Probably
amazing movie compared to
top-
the last one.
Yeah, I'd say Spider-Man 3 is like top 5 worst superhero movies. Or X-Men Origins is up there.
See Amazing Spider-Man, that'll knock it off your list.
Yeah, and I think like Punisher the sequel
I
is
like
bad,
that. I like
but
those,
it's not pretending to be good.
I feel like it knows what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It knows it's.
I mean, when
it's
you
like the Expendables. It knows what it is.
Oh yeah, Expendables 2 was just a joke.
Bruce Willis out for the third one.
Really?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone
But
called greedy and lazy.
Watching Expendables
Harrison
2.
Ford's it.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
felt
Gibson.
like it was just one giant one-liner joke.
I loved it.
You know, I'm back.
Everybody's just swapping catchphrases.
I know, and stealing each other's catchphrases, and
Uh-huh.
and then every time Chuck Norris comes in, it did. You know, like come on, this is a farce. It's not even.
Statham.
I'll now pronounce you man and knife. I'll pronounce you man and knife now, then, don't I?
I love Jason Statham.
He just dies now, then, ain't he?
I gotta roll around the oil and fight some guys with my shirt off. That's not gay.
I don't wear shorts.
Alright, so let's move on to the story of this movie, which is, the main part.
Yeah, Wolverine goes to Japan, stabs some folk.
Yeah, but we open with Wolverine clearly having some emotional distress.
Yeah.
Apparently every night having nightmares about what he did.
Various things that he has done in his weirdo life.
Yeah. And it opens to him as a POW in Japan.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. I thought it was, no, it wasn't.
It was Nagasaki.
Did I?
Yeah, which if you
Thought it was the other one.
Nah, it's not Hiroshima, it's Nagasaki.
Okay, yeah, it was Nagasaki.
Hiroshima's brought up every once in a while for other things, but Nagasaki, you pretty much know. Oh, it's talking about Nagasaki, it's gonna be about that bombings and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll probably put this as part of my bad, but it seemed a little unrealistic that they would be that close to the epicenter,
Yeah.
and the radioactivity would melt everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty
Yep.
nasty when.
I got nothing for that either.
Yeah,
I just did. I mean, Wolverine, obviously, but the
Yeah, Wolverine.
guy, yeah.
but the guy underneath the steel door, it's not even lead. It's not even a lead door, dude.
Man, that movie starts off, and then it's like, oh, you see them drop the bomb, and then all the officers go and they just harakiri themselves.
Yeah.
That is a dark way to start a superhero movie.
Why do you have to stab yourself? You're gonna get nuked anyways.
That was a hard PG-13
Yeah.
for a
Oh
comic
my
book
God.
movie.
Yeah.
Wolverine drops the F-bomb in it.
Oh yeah, he's like you.
Yeah. I feel like they're... Wait, you can't say that. Oh, it's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? No, that's cool. You can do that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
we'll let
That's
it go.
fine.
Well, wait,
It's a little leeway.
He said freaking. I heard it. But yeah,
It's a shit a lot too, more than I thought.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
More than I thought you'd be able to.
But it
It's
kind
not a
of
Disney
opens.
Marvel movie, so.
Yeah, it opens weird in a kind of like a okay.
Second tone flashback.
Yeah, and we'll let that go. Even though it's unrealistic that a human would survive almost a direct hit of a nuclear warhead, I'll let it go.
Yeah, why not?
And so we find him. He's a woodman. He's in the woods. He's got a beard and everything.
Messing with poachers and whatnot.
Looking like Sasquatch, and they're messing with Squatch was not a good idea. But he's basically, I'm not going to kill no more. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And the
How
Asian
quickly
girl-
that goes out the window.
Yeah. When poachers are using poisonous darts to hunt, and the bear, the old bear that they have some
His
sort
buddy.
of kinship, they probably cuddled.
Uh-huh.
Maybe one night was a little too friendly.
Hey.
He felt bad about killing him like he did,
Wolverine's
Jean
got
Grey.
dudes. Wolverine's got dudes that only stab me.
But anyways, he's in this condition because he's mad that he at himself because he killed Jean Grey because he's a giant retard who should have just picked up a vial of the mutant gene suppressant stuff and stabbed her with it.
Yeah.
Because even though she was blowing away chunks of his skin, he could have closed it in his fist and protected it. And
The movie wasn't great either.
no, it was probably the weakest of the three.
That being said, though, really like Kelsey Grammer as the Beast.
Loved him.
I don't think he's back for the next one.
I wish he would.
I know, it sucks. What the hell's he doing?
The
Sitting around his
Beast.
Frasier money?
Yeah.
Old Frasier money?
Well, he's got a.
Boss got
something.
canceled.
He's got, huh?
Boss got canceled,
Oh.
so I don't know what he's doing now.
But
Anyways, Kelsey,
the
come
new
home this year.
and the new Beast, the look of him looked weird
Yeah.
in the X-Men Origins
Yeah.
or X-Men First Class.
First class.
Which I love. If you go on, like, you could probably search on like IGN, and there's probably other websites that do it. They try and put together the timelines and explain how they make no sense whatsoever between Origins and First Class and the original 3 X-Men. Like they're weak in discrepancies.
Yeah, I think they just expect you to shut your mouth and take it.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one's time travel? Who cares? There's Sentinels. Who cares? There's Sentinels and Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. So, in the story, we see, Logan. He's clearly distraught about having to kill the woman he loves, which something he hasn't experienced before. They died, but he doesn't remember because he has an adamantium bullet in his head.
Yep. And so...
But this, I think it makes sense. I said that's one of my good parts about this movie is that it holds true to the idea that, he's basically immortal, and that's kind of the premise getting going in this. Yeah. He's basically immortal, even though at some point he ages, just really, really slowly, because he was a kid.
There's a comic that explains his aging process, and it's insane.
It's probably like reverse dog years, I would think.
Basically.
Like for every 1 year he lives, it's like,
pretty much.
1/50th of a year or something.
He fought in the Civil War. So.
Yeah, he was in the Civil War, and he was in World War I, II, probably.
Well, the adamantium slows down his aging even more than just not being. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because it protects his bones from osteoporosis. But, okay, so we see the man he saves at the beginning sends a light bulb shaped faced Asian girl with a sword.
See how you will die.
Yeah, whose mutant power is premonition of a person's death, which is like the most useless. Because it always comes true, and it's like, well, then why tell me? If there's nothing I can do about it, by you telling me, you could be there, in fact, causing it to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty worthless.
Yeah, so it's a horrible power, but she has awesome ninja skills.
Yeah,
which make her an asset. Sword. Yeah, pretty sweet sword.
She comes and grabs him and takes him to Japan, where that dude that probably should have been dead of radiation poisoning a long time ago is old and has a sweet ass bed.
Oh yeah, basically it reads his movements and supports him, which is pretty awesome.
It's weird as hell.
Yeah, it's cool. Definitely a strange little bed, but he offers to give him what, assumably what Logan really wants, and that's to be mortal. And we come to find out the thing that makes him mortal is a suppressant. We'll call it. Not really a nanobite because it's huge. It's like this big around.
It's like a little robot spider.
Yeah. They don't bother to explain how it would ever work. But, I mean, who cares, I guess. But somehow this thing...
nerds!
Yeah. Somehow this thing attached to his heart is suppressing his healing ability. And so he's getting shot all over the place, stabbed. And he's not dying.
Nah,
so he still has some
vision. It's all swimmy.
Yeah, he's just healing really, really slowly. Well,
trying to protect that.
Compared to what he used to.
Yeah, trying to protect that dude's granddaughter after he dies because she inherited the company.
Yeah.
And then they fight on a bullet train, and that was awesome.
Yeah, the bullet train fight is definitely one of the most exciting things.
Yeah, that was good.
It was funny.
Yep.
This is the way some of the things happen.
Yes.
And that's what I think I like about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. There's a sense of humor put into some of the way he talks to people and stuff.
Yeah.
And just, it was a great scene, great action. I love the part at the end when he goes. He's like, "Where'd you go?" Like he just wanted to slap her. Like, "God, you stupid! I just
stop listening to your stupid iPod, you nerd." Yeah, nerds. Did you see a preview for Jobs with Ashton Kutcher?
Like I would have a hard enough time watching that movie, but
also bought a computer company.
Yeah,
that's what I kept thinking the whole time.
Yeah, I like if we were going to cover that movie, it would probably be just to make fun of it. Because I bet it's going to bomb. Like I'm going to go to that and feel like I just got jobbed. Screw job.
You've come home.
Anyways,
Your ghost lawyer.
at this point, let's see. Oh, we're still on story. We're
Yeah,
still
it's
on
basically
story.
just solving a mystery of who's trying to kill the granddaughter.
Yeah, and why?
And obviously
We know
it
it's
leads-
about money. It's about power.
And obviously it leads back to the chick with the snake tongue because duh.
And Viper, like
The
the
ninjas and the Silver Samurai.
yeah, we got the scientist chemist Viper,
Mhm.
whose mutant power is being basically a reptile-based
Yeah.
human.
It's
She's
really
basically a female
well-defined.
version of Reptile from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, which isn't quite what she is in the comic. It's kind of a new character using an old character's name. It didn't make a lot of sense from a comic standpoint or from a continuity of the movie standpoint.
Yeah, like
That's
it was a
enforced.
character that seemed a little unnecessary. Like we could have just replaced her with a bitch scientist, you know, who maybe knows jujitsu or something.
Sure.
And so you could have still had the fight scene between her and the girl with the sword, but you know, maybe make her an Asian scientist. Why not do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way you can, you know, play into people's stereotypes that all Asians know kung fu.
They sure as hell did in this movie.
Yeah, everybody's like, eh. Anyways, and then of course we have another character who I don't even know who he is.
Who?
Shinjin?
Oh, Shinjin?
Or is that the one?
Yeah,
who shoots
Mariko's
the
dad.
arrows? Oh, that's her dad?
Mariko's dad was Shinjin, the guy that shoots the arrows. Her ex-boyfriend?
Yeah,
I don't remember what his name was. Skippy Pete.
yeah. But we have a whole lot of characters that are just kind of like,
Characters, a lot of double crosses,
mhm.
a lot of ninjas.
Yeah, and let's talk
And a
about
whole lot of
about the final scene when we finally find out what the hell's going on.
Silver Samurai?
Silver Samurai is a adamantium suit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a person, per se, because
Didn't see that coming. The big
Ah.
twist.
well, I mean, yeah, it kind of got obvious there at the end when the machine looks at her, and I was like, oh, that's the
It
grandfather.
might as well have just gone, ah, wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Or be like, Mariko, it's me, Grandpa, hug me. I want a hug, crunch.
Grandpa Samurai.
So anyway, the whole thing is bass backwards. Well, it seems like that part of the plot didn't have anything to do with everything else that was going on. Like these people over here wanted her dead so that they could take over the company because they think Grandpa's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa just wants to use her as bait at that point to get Wolverine there to steal his healing ability because he doesn't want to be old cripple anymore.
No one will be dead.
And then you get the fight scenes, and Wolverine gets loose, fights the machine with Grandpa Munster inside of it.
Yeah, light bulb face fights Viper, and
Yeah,
they
and
all hug and make up and have a tea party.
yeah,
No, people die.
people
People
die.
die in this, which is way unlike the Disney side of Marvel.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that have been interesting about the Wolverine character is that while other superheroes in these series have been, you know, knocking people out and stuff, other than of course one of the more blatant ones in X3, The Last Stand,
Oh yeah.
when Storm throws the chick with the piercings up on the metal and electrocutes her.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that one's a little more
That's pretty sweet.
sadistic. I mean, you could shock to stun, but she shocked to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see, you know, a lot of blood in this movie, and you know, part where he gets the nanobite or nano machine out of his chest. He cuts himself open and sticks his hand up in his own chest, which technically he didn't hold his own heart, so she was wrong.
Yeah, she was.
She had a premonition about him dying with his hand in his heart in his hand. She was a little wrong there. But overall storyline, I thought was, you know, it didn't you know, try to go to, you know, twisty ending. You know, it wasn't an M. Night Shyamalan thing like, oh, Grandpa's alive.
Nope, it just kind of happened. And like, alright, I kind of saw
I
that.
was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, he, you know, because he was the one Japanese officer who didn't have the honor to kill himself,
Yeah.
Kiri style.
Yeah, their honor system's weird.
Yeah. In some of the samurai, they have to stab himself and then somebody beheads him, which is interesting. So now we're done with the story. Just kind of touched on that.
And then after, stay for like what, 2-3 minutes after the credits, because then there's the setup for Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Let's touch on that here in a second. Let's first go to our clip. Enjoy.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
Alright, and welcome back. Let's touch on something real quick before we get to our good and bad portion. Days of Future Past.
Oh, it's gonna be
There
good.
was a very, very good sneak peek at
Kind of a teaser.
the teaser there after the main part of the credits, or well, not really the main part, the initial, the cinematic part of the credits, the production value ones. We see Wolverine. Of course, if you haven't seen the movie already, you're stupid for watching this anyways. But if you had seen it and didn't stay for the credits, you're stupid for not doing that either because you missed this part. Wolverine 2 years later. Oh, by the way.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, by the way, why 2 years is what I want to know.
She was going around the world with that like old-faced lady.
Yeah, maybe they shagged for 2 years or something.
Man, who knows?
Had mutant babies and stuff. But 2 years later, he's
He's
going
at the
through an
gathering of
airport
juggalos.
for some reason again.
He's with the gathering of the Juggalos.
And of course, he opts for the pat down because he's made of metal at this point.
And then some metal, and the thing starts rattling, and you're like, ah, shit, it's Magneto.
Yeah,
And then-
they don't really do a very good job of
You can
hiding
hide behind him.
Yeah, and it's like, oh no, look out for the old guy. He's right behind you. You don't want Ian McKellen behind you, especially if he can control your body.
And then Patrick Stewart pops up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Well, he doesn't so much pop up. He
Yeah,
squeegee,
does a
squeegee,
little-
squeegee, squeegee, squeegee.
Yeah, he wheeled around for an inordinate amount of time.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, okay, I can't wait for them to explain this one.
And they don't. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, things are possible.
I think there was always, it was either in X2 or X3. It would have been The Last Stand because that's when he dies.
Yeah.
There was a generalized feeling that she doesn't really disintegrate people. She like displaces them.
Yeah.
So it could have just been a case where he had to find his way
I
back.
thought it was just
'Cause
him going,
he's-
who gives a rat's ass.
Yeah, 'cause they have the
He's still
same
alive.
power.
Get over it.
Yeah. So basically at that point you're just like, holy crap, because what's awesome about that scene is it starts off, he's looking over at a TV and is, talking about Trask. And I was just like, Sentinels!
Yeah, I know.
Because as soon as you hear Trask, that's the first thing you should think. And I was talking to somebody the other day who claims to be, a fan of Marvel and that stuff, or X-Men. And I said, did you see the thing at the end? They're like, no, I didn't. It's like, Trask. And he's like, huh? And I was like, why don't you know this?
Yeah, Oliver Trask.
He made the Sentinels, the big machine. Kill all you mutants. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. All right, so let's go to our good and bad portion. What is your biggest good part about this movie? Your favorite part about this movie?
Probably Hugh Jackman. He's very good.
Hugh
Good
Jackman.
ass Wolverine.
Yeah, definitely. I liked.
He's good in fighting and scenes, and he's good carrying the story when he's not fighting.
Yeah, that's my number one part is the fight scenes.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this movie is the fight.
they're really good.
And I felt like the coordinators, they did a real good job of getting a realistic idea of how Wolverine would fight with, he fights with his powers. So he allows you to just stab the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to get hurt from
They
it.
did a good job of making it about the actual choreography of the fight rather than the scenery of it being, oh, this is Malibu house, this is New York City.
Mhm.
It's like they just filmed a good ass fight scene.
Yeah, they were pretty sick. And I thought the scene where he's coming to save the woman that he's now fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And it takes like 30 arrows to take him down
Yeah,
finally.
that's good.
And
Yeah, I took the poison arrow or whatever.
yeah, they had to dip it in poison, but even that, obviously, he's going to heal from. And we differ a little bit on the bad. I thought, well, it's more of a, because I'm a big Wolverine fan and I love the adamantium claws. It really hurt me to watch them get cut off.
Yeah.
For the first part, you know, because it made, in the sense of it, I guess you had to get to the bone marrow.
Yeah.
Is the idea there, because he catches it by the claws and drills into his bone marrow through his claws, and so I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then you have this multi-billion-dollar industry with all this adamantium that they've accumulated that they talk about, and for some reason, after all that's said and done, she doesn't bestow upon him new blades.
Yeah.
Because for me, the adamantium part of it is the way is now a part of who he is as his powers. Because I mean, he cuts through friggin' steel with them. He's not going to be able to do that with his bone claws. No. They're just going to snap off. Yep. And regrow back.
There was a whole period in the comic where he didn't have adamantium because Magneto sucked it out of his pore, which is pretty cool. So I kind of figured that they'd eventually do that in the movies. I'm just kind of whatever on it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I definitely get your complaint.
Because it seemed like a logical thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that Wolverine has to be normal, but he's always going to have those claws. It's not up to him.
It's like he's not going to use his bone claws.
Yeah. So why not just go ahead and recoat them? I mean, hell, just put steel on them or something. I don't care. Put metal on them.
Just paint them like nails, fingernails.
And of course, the other bad.
Which we kind of share on Viper. Yeah.
Viper, a little unnecessary character, kind of weird when she rips her own flesh off, like a skin shedding.
For no good reason.
It didn't make a lot of sense. I think she got a boo-boo, and so she's like, I must take all of my skin off and become bold
or something. And I don't even remember why.
Did she get cut?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but basically, she was like a Pokemon who was shedding its status. You know, it's like, shed skin, I'm healed. And it was just kind of weird, so that was my bad. And I gave this movie a, well, let me be honest. It's not a 4 and it's not a 4.5, so I'll get a 4.25 out of 5. Because like there were a couple little things that were a little hard to swallow that didn't make it a 4.5 like I gave Pacific Rim. I gave it a 4.5, and I gave Despicable Me a 4. And I didn't get your verdict on your email, but I gave what I thought you would say, so I'll give you a chance to go ahead and Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, I would say A-. Despicable Me, I would say A. Okay. A-. Also, I really enjoyed those two.
Yeah, I did read your email.
And on this, also A-. So pretty much across the board. These and Superman or Man of Steel were my favorite movies from the summer. Yeah,
I definitely don't put this as high as Man of Steel.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah, it's
which I think I gave a 4.5 for that.
Yeah.
I think so.
I like that.
So, and definitely better than Iron Man 3, which was a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
Alright, so our next video, we're hoping to do Elysium.
Or Fallout Sales would be Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah, Kick-Ass 2, and if we have any Fallouts, we can do them both in the same show or something. Looking forward to it, even though Jim Carrey's, you know, oh, the violence is like, well, that's the point of the movie. Well, you knew what you were getting into.
And Elysium was the guy that did District 9, whose name escapes me, so it should be good.
Which is weird because everybody, when they talk about District 9, they only talk about...
Charlie Copley?
No, I was going to say... wow, my brain just went...
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson, yeah.
He just kind of produced that shit.
Yeah, because his name was the one that was all over.
Yeah, I know, he gets a little...
Everyone's like, Peter Jackson does another movie! And it's like...
Do it! He just kind of gave him money and said, there you go.
Yeah.
Which is cool on his part.
Yeah.
It's just weird that he's the one that gets all the credit.
Yeah, I know, that was a little odd. It's like, from the creators of Lord of the Rings. Not really.
Yeah, I know. Elysium's probably going to be dark too, because, man, District 9's ending. Oof.
Well, when you have a social elite,
Jodie Foster,
telling people to blow up ships of refugees.
How effing crazy does she have to be in real life? Her stabilizing forces in her life are Robert Downey Jr. and Mel Gibson. She has got to be. What are those lunches? Yeah, she's got to be an insane person.
Isn't she?
Good actress.
Didn't she like come out as being a gay or
Maybe
lesbian
I'm not
actress?
sure. I don't think anybody. That's what people are thinking in that weird Golden Globes
And
speech, but
she's
who knows?
and for
I don't
me,
really
she's
care,
always been
but-
an actress who like she's like awkwardly attractive. Like sometimes she's like cute, but then sometimes she's kind of.
You're out on your own limb on that one.
Well, she had her moments in Contact. Was that it?
The alien movie.
The one with the
Where was
thing? Yeah. where she
Goddamn
makes
dad the
first
whole time.
Oh, First Contact.
I don't know what it was called, but that movie pissed me off.
Because Dad,
Oh
like,
my god, it was
this
so
is
dumb.
the form I chose, the most pleasing for you.
Ugh.
Screw you.
Mm.
But let's see, what else is coming out in the near future? Anything?
That kick-ass. September's always kind of a dark period.
Yeah.
October's got Her, a movie where Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with his computer, voiced by Scarlett Johansson.
Really?
And I just saw the trailer for that today. I think that just dropped today, the trailer. That looks pretty good.
Mhm.
Joaquin's always awesome. The Master was my favorite
Yeah.
movie from the last few years. And The Counselor from Ridley Scott directed. That comes out in October about Javier Bardem.
Now, what about the movie Paranoia? That's the one about the espionage, I think. I believe.
Oh, the Harrison Ford thing?
Harrison Ford and
I don't know. I really like Mr. Miley Cyrus.
Mr. Miley Cyrus. They broke up though.
Did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was all
oh.
over the magazines.
Yeah, you have to check those in so you see those.
Yeah, I do.
That's how you're all kept on that.
I know. Every day,
awful
every
slow
damn week, it's oh god. Now the
Oh.
Kardashians are doing this. The Kardashians are doing that. So, anyways,
They're awful.
there's that, and like I
Yeah,
said,
nothing really tall. Not a whole. I mean, Thor. I'm not really excited about. Like I'll see.
I think maybe time here in the near future we'll start doing some throwbacks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some older movies.
You'll finally watch Blade Runner.
I'll try to watch Blade Runner finally and other movies.
Yep.
Still working on our plans for a Ron Perlman tribute.
Yeah.
Let me throw this in here real quick. A little Netflix nugget. It's a quirky movie called I Sell the Dead. It's got Ron Perlman in it, and it also has is it Moynihan or
The former Mrs. Tom Brady.
I don't know.
Bridget Moynihan.
or what the heck's his?
Oh, him.
The guy who played Mary Addock, Brandy Buck in Lord of the Rings.
Oh God, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I have no idea what his name is.
And he was on
I
Lost
don't
too.
know.
But anyways, he plays the main character, and it's like an old time British realm, Scottish, Irish thingy.
That's cool.
And basically, he plays a character who is a grave robber, and basically works for a scientist, because scientists, they need dead bodies to study for medicine and all that stuff. But it's kind of a quirky little comedy with a little bit of creepiness to it, and they said it stars him, and the only other actor of note is, of course, Ron Perlman, who plays a monk who's traveled a long ways to interview him before he's hung
Nice.
for his crimes. He's accused of murder of a rival grave robber gang, who's kind of a weird thing. And it's kind of quirky and funny, and they touch on, like, there's a little joke, a little brief little joke about alien existence and vampires and zombies.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah, so it's kind of a B movie, but it's enjoyable, and I definitely recommend I Sell the Dead. And another one with Ron Perlman that's also on there is Bun Raku.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of and along the lines of kind of the Kung Fu Hustle, where it's just kind of pageantry and a little funny, and it's got some good characters in there. Josh Hartnett is in it as one of the strangers who comes into town to fight the head of the gang. The gang. It's a world where no guns exist anymore, because war tore apart the world. nuclear war and stuff. So they banned guns. They all threw them in a pit and stuff. So it's kind of returned to a world of the sword. And so Ron Perlman plays a character who's the #1 killer, and he runs the whole city by being #1, and he has like a group of 19 killers, and to fight him you have to fight them first, and so on. So it's a great little I think it's directed by a Japanese director, and it's based around a Japanese sort of feeling. And it's really good, kind of anime-esque in its style. It's a little stylized, a lot of little animatics and stuff, and it's very enjoyable. So I definitely recommend those 2 Ron Perlman movies. And again, we beseech you, Ron, to give us a call.
Okay.
We definitely would like you to come on the show, and
We'll Skype you then.
yeah, maybe if we have to. We were gonna try that last time, but it didn't work out. But
Watch The Bridge if you're not. It's a good show.
yeah, I don't like the actress.
Dan Kruger?
Yeah, I don't like her.
Yeah, I like her.
So that'll do it for us this time around. Again, I say we'll be on Electronic Idiots next time. Look for us there. I'll be moving all the videos over there too, which will take me about a month to upload.
Fair enough.
So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
USA, USA, USA!
USA.
USA!
Bye, Murphy Mate.
Yeah.